So in today's session, we will discuss about the remaining sequential statements. So before we going to see this other sequential statements, just we will recap the behavioral modeling in VHDL. So in the VHDL, the behavioral modeling is used to describe the relationship between the input and output of the circuit. And in behavioral modeling, we use these sequential statements to describing the functionality of the circuit. Mainly in the behavioral modeling, we use the process statement to describe the sequential behavior of the circuit. The sequential behavior of the circuit is described by the process statement, where the process statement has a sensitivity list. And the sensitivity list consists a group of signals or a set of signals that causes to execute the process statement. So whenever there is an event occur on the input signal, so which is specified in the process statement, then only the statements inside of the process are executed. And the very important point is, in the process statement, the process statement must contain either a sensitivity list or a weight statement here, because the sensitivity list and the weight statement, the both are causes to execute the statements inside of the process once, and when the last statement in the process is executed, the execution will be suspended temporarily, and it will wait for the other event to occur. So here the process statement contains the sensitivity list or the weight statement. And here there are various sequential statements are there. So out of which the if statement and the case statement are one of the sequential statements, and they are used to describe the function of the circuit in sequential terms. So here, what is the difference between the case and the if condition, if statement? So in the if statement, so it selects a group of statements, or it selects the statements for execution based on the given value of the condition. Based on the given value of condition, it selects the statements, and the statements will be executed. And there are three types of the if statements: simple if statement, if else statement, if else statement. These are the three forms of the if statements in VHDL. And the next sequential statement that we have discussed, the case statement. So here the case statement also executes a branch of statements depending upon the given value, or depending upon the given expression. So in this, we will use the main keyword is the case, and we will use the when. Okay, when. And so these are the statements we have discussed so far, and the remaining statements are the null statement, loop statement, next statement, exit statement. So what is a null statement here? What is a null statement? It is a very simple and easy statement. So null statement. It is also a sequential statement. It is also a sequential statement that does not cause any action to take place, and the execution continues with the next statement in the process. So it is a sequential statement. This do not perform any action. It do not perform any operation, and just simply skips the statement. I mean, in the sense, it will not perform any operation, and it will move on to the other statement in the process here. So one of the example where we can use this null statement here. In the name of the statement itself, you can understand null, no operation. So one of the example where we can use this statement is, it can be used in the if statement, or it will be used in the case statement, where for certain conditions it may be useful or necessary to explicitly specify that no action needs to be performed. So indirectly we wanted to say that, so there will not be any operation performed. So if we don't want to perform any operation, so then, so we will use this null statement, so that the statement will be executed, but no operation will be performed. So where we can use this null statement, the null statement will be used in the if statement or in the case statement. And we have seen one or two examples for the if statement and case statement. So we have seen one or two examples for the if statement and case statement. So in the if statement, you are specifying the condition, and if the condition is met, it is executing an instructions, I mean that statements. And if the condition is not met, it is executing the other branch statements. So where in certain cases, we have the other conditional inputs. So to represent an operation with the other conditional inputs, you can also use this null statement here in the way that, so we will see an example here for null statement. So how you can write it, the syntax of the null statement, it is just simply a word with the semicolon. That is null is the statement. This is the itself is a syntax of the null statement. Null itself is the null statement syntax. And let's see an example here. So in this, we have considered the case statement, because the null statement can be used in the if statement or the case statement. Here we have considered an example of case statement. Now see here, case expression. So here the expression may be a signal, or the signal may be a bit or a vector signal. So in this example, the state is a vector signal here, because it has multiple combination of inputs here. If you see this, you have multiple combination of inputs, because it has more than one input combination of values, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, which means that the state is a signal. You can take it as a signal, input port signal, and this is a bit vector, which is a size of the 2-bit here. It is a size of the 2-bit vector here. How I am saying this? By looking this combination of values here. Actually, these are all predefined. మన ఒక ప్రోగ్రామ్ రాసేటప్పుడు మనం ముందు ప్రీ డిఫైన్ చేసుకుంటాం కదా, మనం ప్రీ అజ్యూమ్ చేసుకుంటాం కదా, ప్రీ అజంప్షన్. బట్ వీఆర్ డైరెక్ట్లీ కన్సిడరింగ్ ది ఎగ్జాంపుల్ కాబట్టి ఇక్కడ నేను ఎగ్జాంపుల్ చూసి దీన్ని 2-bit వెక్టర్ అని చెప్తున్నాను. ఓకే, సో నౌ హియర్ ది స్టేట్ ఈజ్ ఏ 2-bit వెక్టర్. So since it is a 2-bit vector, it can have a 4 possible combinations of inputs, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, and the other possible of input combination is 1 and 1, right? For a 2-bit vector, the possible combinations are 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, and 1 and 1. So now using this case statement, when the input is 0, 0, you are assigning the output x, you are assigning the value to the output x as x plus 1. So which means that the pre-initial value or the pre-value of the x is added 1, and the resultant value is assigned to the x itself. And the second combination, if you take 0, 1, in this, when the input is 0, 1, for the state input, the state is 0, 1, then the x value is x minus 1. And for the third combination, if you take, when 1, 0, the y is x here. So this is an example here. So how for different combinations of inputs or for different condition of the inputs, you are executing the a branch of statement. So here you are executing this statement and the value is assigned to this X here. And for the 0, 1 combination, you are executing this statement and you are assigning the value to the X. And the last one, you're directly assigning that X is to as Y. The output Y is value of X here. And now if you see here, the null statement, where we can use the null statement, if furtherly, if you don't want to perform any operation, in such cases, for other combinations of inputs. So when I say that when others, so what are the values that are comes under this? This is 1 and 1 combination of the input. So when for the other combination of inputs, it is a null operation here. So what do you mean that null operation? Null operation is nothing but no operation has to be performed. No operation will be performed. Etuvanti operation cheyadu. Just it is a no operation. Right? So this is about the null statement here. It is a very easy statement. What is a null statement? A null statement is a sequential statement that do not cause any operation to take place and it just simply execute the next statement in the process. And the null statement is used in the if statement or in the case statement. That is about null statement. And then we will move on to the next one, loop statement. This is very, very important. In the exam point of view, either for the short answers as well as the essays also, the if statement, case statement, loop statements are very, very, very important. Their syntaxes and examples are very, very important because they are repeatedly asking in the examinations. So now the next statement is the loop statement. So what is a loop statement? A loop statement is a sequential statement because we are all discussing, we have been discussing the sequential statements from the last 2 sessions. So the loop statement is a sequential statement. It is used to iterate through a set of sequential statements. It is used to iterate through a set of sequential statements. So in a simple way, we can understand the loop statement. It is used for repetitive, iterative operations. The loop statements are used to perform the repetitive, iterative operations here. And the general form of the loop statement. So how the syntax of the loop statement is. So here you can see the syntax of the loop statement. So see here, it has a loop label here. It has a loop label. It is an optional. A user can define if he wants. If he wants, he can define. Otherwise, let it be. And it starts the syntax with the iteration scheme. This is very important here. Iteration scheme loop, and then followed by the sequential statements. And after writing of the sequential statements, then we will end the loop with an optional one, loop label. If you have started with the loop label, you must end with the end loop with the loop label. If you have not given any loop label, then you need not to specify the loop label here. These are the square brackets represents that it is an optional to the user. If he wants, he can use it. But if you see the syntax here, it has the iteration scheme loop. It starts with the iteration scheme loop. And after that, we will write the sequential statements. And then we will end the loop with an optional loop label here. This is the general form of the loop statement. But here, the very important to understand here in the loop statement, this iteration scheme. So there are 3 types of the iteration schemes that are being used in the loop statement. Okay, so there are 3 types of the iteration schemes here. 3 types of the iteration schemes. Okay, so what are they? So the 3 iteration schemes are, one is the for loop. The for loop is a one iteration here, for loop. So we will see the syntaxes separately. For loop, and then while loop, and the another one is the while loop here, and another one is the while loop, sorry, and another one is the while loop. And the third iteration scheme in the loop statement is a simple loop, loop with no iteration scheme. So now see here, there are three types. You can say that there are three types of the loop statements in the VHDL. The three statements are for loop, that is simply called as the for iteration scheme is called the for loop, and while iteration is called the while loop, and the third one is the a simple loop with no iteration scheme. So what are all these here? So for the iteration scheme here, so for loop iteration. So what does it do here? Executes the specific number of iterations here. So the for loop, it executes the specific number of iterations. So if I want to, if I want to repeat the a set of sequential statements for n times, so then I can iterate for the n times here. Usually it is n minus 1. For n iterations, it will do for the n minus 1 iterations. Okay, so the for loop is for to execute the specific number of iterations. What about the while iteration here? The while iteration executes as long as the Boolean condition is true. So in the while iteration scheme, we will use the Boolean expressions. We will use the logic operators to check for the condition whether it is true or false. So the loop will be iterated, the loop will be repeated as long as the condition, the given condition is true. If the condition is becomes false, then it will come out from that loop here. That is while loop here. And the third one is a very simple one. It is a loop with no iteration scheme. When you have an iteration scheme, so that defines the number of times the statements are to be repeatedly executed. When you have no iteration scheme, which means that it is simply an infinity loop here. You know what is an infinity loop? Once if you start executing that loop, it will be repeatedly executed for infinity of times. Infinity of times. Then how you can come from out of that loop here? When you are executing a loop with no iteration scheme, then so how can you come out of that loop here? So for that, we will use some other actions causes to exit from that loop here. So such operations are we will discuss after the loop statement, because where we use the exit statement. So that exit statement jumps out of from that loop, or it will come out of that loop here. So do you understand this, the three types of iterations here? So the loop has three types of forms, or there are three types of the loop statements in the VHDL: for loop iteration scheme, while loop iteration scheme, loop with no iteration scheme. So we will discuss separately. So do you get this point here? Remember that for the loop in the VHDL, we have three iteration schemes, because based on that only the syntax will be changed. So now we will move on to the for loop statement. So now look at the slide here. So here for loop statement. So you can see on the top of the box, you can see the for loop statement syntax, and the below box that shows you an example to this for loop statement. So now see here, the syntax of the for loop statement. You have a for is a keyword and with an identifier. You know what is an identifier? An identifier is a user defined, so you can define or you can give your own variable name here. Okay, so for identifier in range loop. So this is the syntax, and after that you will have the sequential statements which are to be executed in that iterate process, and you can end the loop. You can end this for loop with the end loop with an optional loop label. So this is the syntax to the loop statement here. So the main important is for user defined name in range loop. Now see an example to this one here. So we are directly considering the for loop body of the part. We are not considering the entire architecture body. Okay. So we are straight away considering that example is for loop body statement. Actually, all these will be in the architecture body of the entity. And in that, all these will be in the process statement. Do you get my point? Manam ee for loop statements, if loop statements, case statements, ivanni ekkada rastamu? Architecture body of the entity lo rastamu. Kani architecture lo manamu behavioral modeling cheyali ante manaki em kavali? Process statement anedi compulsory undali. Without process statement, that cannot be considered it as a behavioral modeling statement. Okay, so process statement lo internal ga manam ivanni vaadtam. Entavi? Case statement, loop statement, if statement, exit, next, return, assert, assertion. All these are the various sequential statements. They will be all used in the process. Okay, right. So now come back to the example here. So in this example, we have directly considering the architecture body, and moreover, it is of the for loop body. Okay, so in this, so can anyone tell, is it a signal or a variable? Is this object is a signal or variable? Can anyone say? Please be respond. మీకు తెలియకపోతే తెలియదని చెప్పండి, నేను చెప్తాను. లేదా తెలిస్తే తప్పైనా ఒప్పైనా చెప్పండి. తప్పేం లేదు తప్పు చెప్పినప్పుడు కూడా. Is this a signal or a variable?
Variable.
Right, it is a variable here. Right, it is a variable. So why it is a variable? Because it has a variable assignment operator. Wherever you see this, this is a variable assignment operator. And what about the signal assignment operator? This is called the signal assignment operator. Look at these two here. So this is called the variable assignment operator, and this symbol is called the signal assignment operator. So now the count is now a variable here. It is not a signal. It is a variable object. Okay, let it be. And now see this. So in this example, we are using the for loop statement. So how to write here? For I. So what is now I? The I is a variable, or it is an indexed value. It is an indexed value. Okay, I is a indexed value. What are the values? What are the indexed values for the I? That is defined in the range, right? The I is a indexed value. The values of I are defined in the range. So now for this example, if you see the I in 1 to 3 loop. అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఈ లూప్ ఎన్నిసార్లు రిపీట్ అవుతుంది అనుకుంటున్నాము? 1 2 3. If I equal to 1, if I is 2, and for I is 3, so the loop will be executed. And once if the iteration is done, once if the iteration process is done, then it will simply come out of that loop. So now see, so here we have used a variable, and the variable is assigned with the value of the variable plus 1. Count plus 1. So the initial value of the count is 0, and now for each and every time you are adding the 1 value to this count. So therefore this loop will be repeated for 3, for 1 2 3, for I1, for I2, for I3. This statement is going to be executed, right? So for now the value of the count is now, after the iteration process, the value is 3. An end loop here. This is a simple for loop statement. For our easily understanding purpose, here we have considered a very simple examples here. Okay, it will be easy for you once if you writing of the VHDL code for the combination and sequential circuit. But just understand the concepts here, because these concepts you have to apply in the VHDL code. So now another question here, can I use the signals inside of the for statement? you can guess the answer, yes or no. Is the answer, you have only answered yes or no. So you can guess the answer. So can I use the signal inside of the fur? Actually, here I have used only the variable only, right? So now can I use the signal inside of the fur body? Please be respond. Even if you don't know the answer, you can also say
No,
yes or
sir.
no.
No, sir.
No. Anybody else? Right. The answer is no, because only the variables are allowed inside of that and the signals are not allowed, because as I stated that, as we discussed that in the process statement, variables are allowed inside of the process even if you use the signals. Okay, but for assignment operators we will be use only the variables. Okay, this is about the for loop statement, and we will move on to the next one is the loop statement here. So what is the difference between the loop and for here? In the for we are using an integer values for the range, and for the for while loop, for the while loop, so we will use the Boolean expression here. We will use the logical operators here. Equality, less than, greater than, less than or equal, greater than or equal. So we will use the logical operations, logical expressions. So now here you can see the syntax for the while loop statement, and also you can see an example to this while loop statement. So now see here, the syntax is similar to that of the for only. The only difference that you can see is this one, where for the for you have the for index value in range loop. Now for the Boolean expression for this while loop, you have a keyword while Boolean expression. Boolean expression is nothing but it is a logical operator. Okay, logic expression, loop, and then you will write the statements, and then finally you will end the loop with an optional loop loop label name. So now see the example to this one. So in this example, we have considered the two variables here. J is a variable object, sum is a variable object, and we are using the while loop here, while, and the logic expression. What is the logic expression? The J value must be less than the 20. What is the J value initially? It is 0. Okay. And we have used another variable is the sum with the initial value 10. So now let's see here when this, so now let's see here when this loop will be come out, or when this loop will be terminated here, when the J value is greater than 20. As long as the J value is less than 20, these instructions are repeatedly executed. Okay, when the J value is greater than 20, then the loop will be terminated. The execution will be come out of that loop here. Okay, so see here the sum into 2. It is just a random example. This is a generalized example that we have considered here. So the initial value of the sum is 10, 10 plus 2. Sorry, 10 into 2, 20 avutundi, right? 20, and then j equal to ఏమైంది? J plus 3 అయింది. So what is the actual value of j? J is a 0, and now it is executed once the value of j becomes 3, because of initial value 0 and plus 3. So likewise, this loop will be iterated here, right? The loop will be iterated, repeated. And when the j value is greater than 20, then it will terminate the loop and it will come out of that loop here. So this is about the while loop statement here. So what is the difference between the for loop and while loop? In the for loop, we will take the iteration process using the integer values, and for while loop, we will use the Boolean expressions to performing the iterative process. So that is about the for loop and the while loop. So now the third general form of the loop statement is what? So this is loop statement. This is loop statement with the no iteration scheme. No iterate scheme is specified. So now let's see an example directly to this here. So now as of now, we have seen that either the loop is maybe a for loop or the while loop, isn't it? But now if you see, you have only a simple statement loop only. You have only a simple statement loop. What does a loop do here? The statements within the body of the loop, they will be repeatedly executed, isn't it? In the loop, the statements within the loop body are executed repeatedly. That is the function of the loop. In the previous two loops, we have a specified value for the iteration process. We have a specified value for the iteration process. How many number of times that loop has to be executed. But now in this third one, there is no specific value for the iteration process. So therefore, the statements inside of this loop body, so the loop body is between the loop and end loop. So these are all the loop body statements. These are all the loop body statements. And these statements are repeatedly executed. So one way we can say that this is an infinity number of times the loop will be executed. But now, how to come out from that loop here? So now if you see, now observe this example here. So here also we have the two variables. J is a variable object, sum is a variable object. And now when you are executing this loop, so the J value is getting updated with the J plus 21, right? The J is initially 0 and the J value is getting updated with the J plus 21. Every time you execute the loop, or for every iteration process, the J value will be updating J plus 21, J plus 21. And what about the sum variable? The sum value is getting updated with the sum into 10. And now here we have a condition that, see here, we have used the exit. We will discuss what is an exit statement. It is a simple statement. So here we have used the exit statement. Exit when the sum is greater than 100. So you can understand what will happen here. You can understand. So when the sum is greater than 100, when the value of the sum becomes greater than the 100, then the loop will be terminated. The execution will come out of that loop here, right? So now here in the third form of the loop statement, which is a loop statement with no iteration scheme. So in this loop statement, to terminate the loop execution, we will use some other actions like the exit, next, or the other statements that causes to jump out of the loop execution here. Okay, so do you understand this example here, this loop statement with no iteration? Be respond.
Yes, sir.
ఓకే, సో అంటే ఇక్కడ మనం ఏం యూజ్ చేస్తున్నాం, ఇక్కడ ఎగ్జిట్స్ అనే స్టేట్మెంట్ యూజ్ చేయడం వల్ల ఇన్ఫినిటీ లూప్ను కూడా మనం ఏం చేస్తున్నాము, ఒక పర్టికులర్ కండిషన్ దగ్గర దాన్ని టెర్మినేట్ చేసుకోగలుగుతున్నాము. దట్ ఈస్ ద లూప్ స్టేట్మెంట్ విత్ నో ఇటరేషన్ స్కీమ్. అండ్ దెన్ we will see the other statement here, sequential statement, exit statement. So just now we have seen the exit statement in the third general form of the loop statement, which is the loop statement with no iteration scheme. In that, the loop execution is existed by the exit statement here. So now what is a exit statement here? So the exit statement is also a sequential statement that can be used only inside a loop here. Remember this, that can be used only inside a loop. So మనం ఇంతకు ముందు null statement డిస్కస్ చేసాము. null statement ఎక్కడ యూజ్ చేస్తామని చెప్తున్నాము, if statement కానీ case statement లో కానీ null statement ని యూజ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు అని చెప్తున్నాం. Okay, let it be. And now for the exit statement, so where the exit statement can be used here? The exit statement can be used only inside of a loop statement. Okay. And here, what does this exit statement do here? So it causes, so this exit statement causes execution to jump out of the innermost loop or the loop whose label is specified here. అంటే మీరు అక్కడ ఎగ్జిస్ట్ అనే దగ్గర ఒక లేబుల్ పెట్టారనుకోండి, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఎగ్జిట్ లూప్ 2 అన్నాను అనుకోండి ఎగ్జాంపుల్, అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది, అది లూప్ 2 నుంచి అది కంప్లీట్గా బయటకు వచ్చేస్తుంది ఎగ్జిక్యూషన్ నుంచి. ఎగ్జిట్ లూప్ 2 అంటే సపోజ్ మీరు ఎటువంటి లేబుల్ స్పెసిఫై చేయలేదనుకోండి, ఇఫ్ నో లేబుల్ ఇస్ స్పెసిఫైడ్, if no label is specified, then it will consider the innermost loop of that loop statement and that will be terminated. అంటే దాన్ని ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేయకుండా బయటకు వచ్చేస్తుంది అండ్ బయటకు వచ్చి రిమైనింగ్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్ ని ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేసుకుంటుంది. ఓకే, సో దట్ ఈస్ ఎగ్జిట్ స్టేట్మెంట్ హియర్. Exit statement. So the exit statement will be used only inside a loop here. Remember that. Okay. And what is the general syntax of this exit statement? So here you can see the exit statement syntax. It is a simple syntax here. Exit is a keyword with a loop label. It is an optional. If you want, you can specify. If you not specify any loop label, that will be considered the innermost label. If you want to skip, if you want to come out from a specific loop, then you have to specify the loop label name. If you don't want, then if you use the exit, so it will consider the innermost loop here. And you can also put a condition also. You can also put a condition. So when the condition is met, it will come out of that loop. It will exit from that loop here. So this is a very simple syntax. Exit, loop label, when condition. So that's why square brackets ఉన్నాయని ఎప్పుడు ఏం చెప్తున్నాము, ఆప్షనల్ అని చెప్తున్నాం. If the user wants, he can use it. Loop label when condition. మనం చూసిన ముందు ఎగ్జాంపుల్లో మనం ఏం చెప్తున్నాము, ఓన్లీ ఎగ్జిట్ వాడాం, అవునా కదా? మీరు ఒకసారి అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తే ఇక్కడ చూడండి, మీరు ఏం వాడారు, ఇక్కడ ఓన్లీ ఎగ్జిట్ వాడారు విత్ కండిషన్, సారీ exit with the condition here, right? And then we will see another example for the next statement. We will see another example to the next statement. So go on to the next one, next slide. So exit statement. So take another example here. So now see here also we are using the loop with the no iteration scheme. And in the previous one also we have seen a loop with the no iteration scheme, because in such cases it will be very useful for us, this exit statement. Now see this example here, we have a two variables, j is a 0, sum is 1. And now inside of the loop, the j value is getting updated for every iteration process, j plus 21. And the sum is sum into 10. And if the sum is greater than 100, then exit. మీరు అబ్జర్వ్ చేయండి, ఈ రెండు ఒకటే ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్, అవునా కదా? ఇంతకు ముందు ఏం చేశాను, ఎగ్జిట్ వెన్ సమ్ ఈస్ గ్రేటర్ దాన్ 100 అని రాస్తే, ఇప్పుడు ఏం చెప్పాను, ఇఫ్ స్టేట్మెంట్ ఇంటర్నల్ గా వాడాను, అంతేనా? ఇక్కడ మీరు అబ్జర్వ్ చేయండి, ఎగ్జాంపుల్ వాడు ఏం వాడాడు, ఇఫ్ స్టేట్మెంట్ ఇంటర్నల్ గా వాడాడు. ఇఫ్ ఎల్స్, మీ అందరికీ ఇఫ్ ఎల్స్ కండిషన్ ఐడియా ఉంది కదా? ఇఫ్ కండిషన్ ఈస్ మెట్, the loop will be executed. If the condition is not met, then it will execute the another loop statement. So now this is exit. This is a simple if statement. It is not if else, it is a simple if statement. If the condition is met, then it exit. So this is another example for the exit statement here. So the exit statement always be used in the, always it will be used in which one? Exit statement దేంట్లో వాడాలి? Loop లోనే వాడాలి, right? And the next one is next statement. So with this we will conclude for today's session after completion of this. So just two minutes more, 2 more minutes. Next statement. So what is the next statement here? So the next statement is also a sequential statement. We are all discussing the sequential statements. So next statement is a sequential statement. This can also be used only inside a loop here, right? So the next statement also used inside of a loop here, the exit next. Okay. So now what does the next statement do here? So here the next statement results in skipping the remaining statements in the current iteration of the specified loop, and execution resumes with the first statement in the next iteration of this loop here. Exit statement lo em jarugutundi, exit anedi eppudaithe vachindho appudu complete ga loop nunchi bayataku vachestundi. Kaani next statement em avutundi, ఆ పర్టిక్యులర్ ఇటరేషన్ ప్రాసెస్ని క్యాన్సిల్ చేసి మళ్ళీ అది ఫస్ట్ స్టేట్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ ద లూప్కి వెళ్తుంది. అంటే దాని తర్వాత ఏవైతే స్టేట్మెంట్స్ ఉన్నాయో అవన్నీ క్యాన్సిల్ చేసేసి అండ్ ఇట్ విల్ అగైన్ స్టార్ట్ విత్ ద ఫస్ట్ స్టేట్మెంట్ ఇన్ ది లూప్ హియర్. ఎందుకంటే ఇప్పుడు ఇటరేషన్ ప్రాసెస్ అంటున్నాం. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ నేను 5 ఇటరేషన్ ప్రాసెస్ అన్నాను అనుకోండి, ఏం జరుగుతుంది, 5 టైమ్స్ అది లూప్ రిపీట్ అవుతుంది, అవునా కదా? 1 2 3 4 5 టైమ్స్ రిపీట్ అవుతుంది. సో నేను ఇప్పుడు ఫస్ట్ ఇటరేషన్ ప్రాసెస్లో నేను నెక్స్ట్ స్టేట్మెంట్ని యూజ్ చేశాను అనుకోండి. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇంటర్నల్గా నేను నెక్స్ట్ స్టేట్మెంట్ యూజ్ చేశాను. అప్పుడు అక్కడ ఏమవుతుంది, ఈ నెక్స్ట్ తర్వాత ఏవైతే స్టేట్మెంట్స్ ఉన్నాయో దే విల్ బి ఆల్ పర్మనెంట్లీ టెర్మినేటెడ్. దే విల్ బి ఆల్ పర్మనెంట్లీ terminated and the execution will be resumed to the first statement in the next iteration of the process. అంటే మళ్ళీ సెకండ్ ఇటరేషన్ ప్రాసెస్ చేయాలి కదా మరి. అది ఆ సెకండ్ ఇటరేషన్ ప్రాసెస్ చేసేటప్పుడు మళ్ళీ అది ఫస్ట్గా నుంచి కన్సిడర్ చేస్తుంది. అంటే ఐ మీన్ ఏంటంటే ఏదైతే నెక్స్ట్ స్టేట్మెంట్ తర్వాత స్టేట్మెంట్స్ ఉన్నాయో అవన్నీ కూడా స్కిప్ అయిపోతాయి. ఓకే, అండ్ దెన్ ఇట్ విల్ గో ఆన్ టు the first statement of the loop here. And the syntax of this exit statement is, it is similar to that of the exit statement. Now see, observe this, the exit statement, next statements are look same here, but the only difference is you have to place the next keyword after the exit. Instead of the exit, you have to use the next one, loop label, when condition. These two are the optional one. Okay, the exit and the next are looks similar, but the functionality is different. Now see an example to this next statement. With this we will conclude. So now here we have considered a for loop statement here. Here we have considered a for loop statement. In this we have a indexed variable j. We have a indexed variable j, which is a range of the 10 down to 5. Which means that the value of the j is now varies between the 10 to 5, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, and then 5. Okay, and now see, internally of this for loop, we have used the if statement here. So you can use nested ifs, you can use the nested if statements, or you can, inside of the for loop, you can use the case statement, you can use the if statement. Okay, so here we have used the if else. So it is a easy example you can understand here. See, if the sum is less than the total sum, so these two are the two different variables. Okay, these two are the two different variables or two input signal. Let's say two input signals. So sum is different, total sum is different. So if the sum is less than the total sum, then the sum is updated with the sum plus 2. Else if, అంటే ఇప్పుడు సమ్ అనేది టోటల్ కంటే తక్కువ ఉంటే ఇది అవుతుంది, లేదు సమ్ అనేది టోటల్ కంటే ఎక్కువ ఉంది అనుకోండి, అప్పుడు ఎక్కడికి వెళ్తుంది, ఇఫ్ ఎల్స్కి వెళ్తుంది. సో ఇఫ్ ఎల్స్లో ఏం చెప్తున్నాం కండిషను, సమ్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు టోటల్ సమ్. సో నౌ ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ లెస్ దాన్, దెన్ టేక్ దట్ ద సమ్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు టోటల్ సమ్. దెన్ నెక్స్ట్, సో నౌ సీ హియర్, ఈ రెండు ఇఫ్ ఎల్స్ సమ్ ఈక్వల్ టు టోటల్ సమ్, ఈ రెండు ఒకటే అయింది అనుకోండి, సమ్ము టోటల్ సమ్ రెండు ఒకటే వాల్యూస్ అయినాయి అనుకోండి, అప్పుడు మనకి ఏ ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవుతుంది, నెక్స్ట్ ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవుతుంది. సో నెక్స్ట్ ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్ అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ ఏం జరుగుతుంది, ఎగ్జాక్ట్గా ప్రాసెస్ మనం ఏం చెప్తున్నాము, నెక్స్ట్ తర్వాత ఉన్న ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్ అన్ని స్కిప్ అవుతాయి. సో నౌ, సో కెన్ యూ సీ వాట్ ఆర్ దీస్ అదర్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్ ఆఫ్టర్ ద నెక్స్ట్ స్టేట్మెంట్? దీస్ ఆర్ ది నెక్స్ట్ అదర్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్ ఆఫ్టర్ ది నెక్స్ట్. So now these statements are not executed here, and the process is go back to this one. ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ ఎన్ని ఇటరేషన్స్ జరగాలి? 5 ఇటరేషన్స్ జరగాలి యాక్చువల్గా. సో ఫస్ట్ ఇటరేషన్ జరిగింది. సో ఇక్కడ ఏం జరిగింది? ఫస్ట్ ఇటరేషన్లో సమ్ ఈక్వల్ టు టోటల్ సమ్ అయితే నెక్స్ట్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేయమంటున్నాం. ఆల్వేస్ ఇట్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవ్వట్లేదు. ఇది ఓన్లీ ఫర్ ఎ పర్టికులర్ కండిషన్కి మాత్రమే నెక్స్ట్ ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్ అనేది ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవుతుంది. సో వాటికి మాత్రమే మనకి ఈ రిమైనింగ్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్ అనేవి స్కిప్ అవుతున్నాయి ఇవి. అదర్వైజ్ ఏమవుతుంది? ఈ టోటల్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్ అనేవి ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవుతాయి. ఓకేనా? This is about the next statement here. This is about the next statement. So did you understand this next statement here? So in today's session, we have discussed about the null statement, loop statement, exit statement, and the next statement. And in the tomorrow's class, I mean that in next class, we will discuss the remaining statements, assertion statement and return statements. And with that, we will complete the sequence of statements. Okay. So did you understand this? Please respond here.
Yes, sir.
Right.